Hi class, in this video I will show you how to finish your chapter 3 review package. Now I'll put a video in 3 sections, so section 1, 2, 3 for each problem. So let's start with the first problem. So for number 1, assume there are only 2 countries in the world, alpha and omega, face the following production possibility frontier. So alpha will have this frontier over here, and omega is the frontier over here. And then question A asks for, assume that each country decide to use half of the resource in production of each good. Show these points on the graph for each country as point A. So they're going to put half of production for each good. That means for the production, once they produce something, it's also going to be half and half. Now, for alpha over here, for alpha, if you're going to do half and half, at maximum, alpha can produce 150 popcorn and 250 peanuts. So if you do half and half, they're going to produce about half the resource for popcorn, that's 75. And then the other half resource is going to produce peanuts, so I'm going to give you 125 peanuts. So if you do half and half, this will be our point A. And then for omega, same concept. For omega, at maximum can produce 300 popcorn, and then at maximum can produce about 100 peanuts. So half and half, they give you a half, that's going to be 150 popcorn. And then half of all the peanuts, it's going to give you about 50 peanuts. So this will be point A for omega. Alright, so that's for part A. And then part B, if these countries choose not to trade, what will be the total production of popcorn and peanuts? So it's no trade. So no trade. No trade, let's look at our productions. So for production, from omega. Now, because omega will choose to produce at point A, at point A we're going to have 75 popcorn and 125 peanuts. And then for, oh, I'm sorry, this should be alpha. Sorry, guys, my bad. So this should be erase. Okay, so alpha. So alpha will produce 75 popcorns and 125 peanuts. And then for omega will produce 150 popcorn and 50 peanuts. So in total there will be about 225 popcorns between 2 countries and then 175 peanuts between 2 countries. So that's the answer for part B. So if both countries choose not to trade, in total between 2 countries, we're going to have 225 popcorns and 175 peanuts. Now part C. So now assume each country decide to specialize in a good, which they have a comparative advantage by specializing. What is the total production of each product now? So we're looking for this thing called comparative advantage. Now if you remember from chapter 3, comparative advantage is any time a country have a lower opportunity cost, we call it comparative advantage. So we need to find our opportunity cost. For the opportunity cost, you need to show me the 4 prices. So for the 4 prices, you're going to have the price of popcorn in omega, the price of peanuts in omega, the price of popcorn in alpha, and then the price of peanuts in alpha. So to find the price of popcorn and omega in alpha, to find the price of popcorn and peanuts in omega, we need to compare the maximum level production that omega can produce for each popcorn and peanuts. So because this is a straight line for our production possibility frontier, we're going to use the 2 point for this comparative advantage. Now remember, you can only use the 2 point if you have a straight line for the production possibility frontier. If your PPC is curve shaped, you cannot use the 2 point. So for this one, use 2 point. When you're looking for the price for popcorn, you do the fraction over here. Whatever the price you're looking for, you want to put a good at the bottom of the fraction. So looking for the price for popcorn, we're going to put the maximum production for popcorn for omega on the bottom. So to give you 300 popcorn. And then on top, there's going to be a number of peanuts to give you 100 peanuts. So this fraction will become 1/3 peanuts. So in omega, it will cost about 1/3 of a peanut to produce a popcorn. And then to find the price of peanuts in omega, now let me show you a trick. Whenever you do looking for the comparative advantage and looking for the four prices, once you have the price of one good in the same country, to find the price of the other good, all you have to do is just take this number over here, 1/3, and flip it over. That's the answer for the other good. So the price of peanuts in omega, if you flip this 1 over 3 over, it just becomes 3. So 3 popcorn. That's the answer for omega. So in omega, for every peanuts will cost you about 3 popcorn. And then for alpha, we do the same format. So for alpha, looking for the price of popcorn, we're going to put popcorn on the bottom to give you a total of 150 popcorn. And then we're going to put the number of peanuts on top. This will be 250 peanuts. So simplify, that give you 5 over 3 peanuts. So in alpha, to produce every popcorn costs about 5 over 3 peanuts. And then to find the price of peanuts in alpha, same thing. Take this number over here, flip over. So give you 3 over 5 popcorn. So now we have our 4 prices. So to compare the 4 prices, we'll also give the answer for comparative advantage. Now, for the price of popcorn, for popcorn, where is my mouse? Here we go. For popcorn, in omega, costs you 1/3 of a peanuts. For popcorn in alpha, costs you 5 over 3 peanuts. So which means in omega, the price of popcorn is cheaper. Therefore, we're going to say this, the price of popcorn since it's cheaper. So omega will have a comparative advantage in production for popcorn. And also keep in mind that for comparative advantage, when you have the comparative advantage for the one good, for one country, the other country automatically has the other comparative advantage. So if omega has a comparative advantage in popcorn, that means automatically your alpha will have comparative advantage in peanuts. So if you want to compare the numbers as well, for alpha, the price for peanuts is 3 over 5 popcorn, but in omega over here, in omega costs you 3 popcorn. So still, alpha has cheaper in peanuts. So therefore, your omega has a comparative advantage in popcorn, and then your alpha has comparative advantage in peanuts. So if both countries specialize and only produce what they're good at, then omega will only produce that popcorn, and then alpha only produce peanuts. So the total production with specialization, you're going to have omega will produce 0 peanuts and 300 popcorn. And then for alpha will produce 250 peanuts and 0 popcorn. So between the two countries, our total production will be 250 peanuts and 300 popcorn. Okay, so that's the answer for part C. And then for part D, it says if each country decide to trade 100 unit popcorn for 100 unit peanuts, show on the graph the gain of each country would receive from trade. Label this as point B. So this over here, this table we just finished. This is the production table. Next, we need to look for our consumption table. So the question says that we're going to trade for 100 units of popcorn for 100 units of peanuts. So 100. That means for omega will send 100 units of popcorn to alpha for 100 units of peanuts. So once you complete this trade, then what's left over in omega? So omega produced 300 popcorn, but we're going to send 100 to alpha. So what's left over for omega will only have 200 popcorn left. But we also gain 100 peanuts from omega. That's because we got it from alpha, right? Because over here, alpha sending back 100 peanuts. So for omega, the consumption will be 200 popcorns and 100 peanuts. And then for alpha going to produce 250 peanuts and 0 popcorn, but we're also going to send 100 peanuts to omega for 100 popcorn. So the consumption point for alpha the consumption point for alpha is going to be, so let me do the math in my head. 250 will produce 250 peanuts. We send 100 over, so we're going to